Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing another movie review for you all. This movie is a dark drama from Norway, Norwegian language English subs, released in the year 2025, directed by Emily Blitt, and this film is called The Ugly Stepsister. So The Ugly Stepsister is a Scandinavian take on the fairy tale Cinderella. We have the main character who sees herself as ugly and inferior to her beautiful stepsister, who is the envy of every woman and the dream of every man. So she has a crush on the prince. Everyone loves the prince and everyone wants to be with the prince, and especially this main character. And when she hears about a ball that is happening, where the prince is actually going to pick from a bunch of virgins his wife, she sees this as an opportunity that she cannot refuse. And so in order to appeal to the prince, she believes that she has to alter her appearance. And so she goes under the knife, but the more she starts to alter her appearance, the more she starts to lose herself in a very dark set of chaotic situations. So what those situations are is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on The Ugly Stepsister. I definitely had to go out and see this film. Being a Scandinavian movie, a Norwegian film especially, I was really excited to actually see what this movie had in store for me. When I saw the trailer, it's a period piece, so I really like period pieces because it helps intensify that sense of fairy tale. And so I thought the level of intrigue and mystery was there, and I was hoping that this is a movie that I would not forget. And after watching The Ugly Stepsister, I will say that it is a very, very interesting movie. This is a film that does have that fairy tale quality, but it's also a critique on the standards of beauty and what society says beautiful is. And so when you see someone on the cover of a magazine, or you see someone in Hollywood, that's what you should aspire to be. And so if it means losing yourself as a person in order to look like that, that's what's going to bring happiness. But that can be very devastating, can be very, very destructive, and that's what this movie really tells the viewer, especially for women, is that how dangerous this can be. It can develop eating disorders, it can develop an addiction to cosmetic surgery, where you look absolutely ghastly and you completely lost yourself to a point where you've fallen in a pit of depression. And so it is a very, very evil trap. And so that level of beauty in today's society is interweaved with this fairy tale that I thought made a really, really dark experience, and at the same time a very funny experience. I thought the script was really, really well written, and it created characters that were very, very larger than life. And so it stays true to the fairy tale Cinderella, but as I said, it has a really dark undertone, a sinister undertone of that societal expectations. Yeah, society's expectations of what beautiful is. Not basically accepting yourself, is how you look. And so the old saying, it's what's on the inside that counts. It's especially the case in this film, because this main character, she is a likeable person, she's a very innocent person, but the more she starts to go under the knife, the more she loses herself, and not only is she a danger to other people, she's also a danger to herself. And so it's a very psychologically damaging film. If you have experienced eating disorders, if you have had a lot of cosmetic surgery, this is a film that you're really going to relate to. But it's not taking itself seriously to the point of dictating, what the societal standards are. It's actually having a lot of fun with it. And so it stays true to what a fairy tale is, but at the same time, as I said, that dark, sinister undertone creates a level of disturbing quality that makes it quite an extreme film. The visuals in this movie are very vibrant, the colouring is very larger than life, the characters are larger than life, but there's also some very shocking moments, and the moments are very sporadic. So you don't desensitise yourself to it because you don't know when it's going to come and you don't know what it's going to be. And so there are some moments that just had me flinching. I was not expecting what I saw, and that is both sexual and in a very painful manner. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a violent film, but it's a very painful film to watch, not only psychologically, but actually what you see. The way that some of these scenes are shot, I thought it actually really hit home what this woman was willing to go through in order to reach that level, that unrealistic beauty standard that a lot of females in today's society actually see themselves as. And so that was really, really interesting. The cinematography, excellent. The production levels were fantastic. I thought the special effects were great. But as I said, I really like the fact that it interweaved a fairy tale with that societal problem that we have, and therefore how psychologically damaging that can be. So it's a very dark and sinister film. It's a movie that, if you are a fan of Scandinavian cinema, it's definitely one to check out. I will say that the overall tone at times is a little bit inconsistent, so that prevented it from being an absolutely fantastic movie. The ending, I would have liked it to be a little bit different. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's not an ending that was going to ruin the film, but it's not an ending that really blew me away either. And so at the end of the day, yes, it is a societal commentary on the destructive nature of beauty standards, and there are some shocking moments, but it won't last in the memory all that long because it's just missing that extra X factor. And so it is very different, it is very good to watch, but I just felt as though it was missing something, and that thing that it was missing was that really good ending to really cap off the experience. But pushing that aside, it's still a very good film, it's worth a watch. I'm going to give The Ugly Stepsister 3.5 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.